Good morning. This is Sherry and Rick, and tomorrow morning we leave to go to Amicalola Falls. And my parents are going to drive down with us, and so we will get on trail on Monday, the 21st. And so we thought we'd just do a little gear review here. We told you about the packs and the sleeping bag. And what else? The big
and the
three.
tent.
Oh, and the tent.
Yeah.
And so Rick's going to show you the gear, and I'm going to pack it, and so then you'll see what order it goes in. So I already have the sleeping bag and the air mattress in there.
Yes, and then this is it's just an 1/8-inch foam pad, and that's going to be for a little added warmth and protection for the air mattresses so they don't slide around. We will probably send these home after we get through the Smokies, just not sure how cold that will be when we get there. So we have all that in there. Okay, next, so we have a bag liner here. We each have a bag liner. These are made of alpaca wool. They are rectangular shaped rather than the mummy shape. Both of us are side sleepers, and I roll around a lot. This is a little heavy, but it's very warm, and if it gets down in the teens or single digits, we'll be fine. We've slept without those down to a low 20-degree temperature, and we're fine, but if we get down in the teens or even single digits, we just want to be prepared for that.
This dry sack.
Oh, yes, and we have an Osprey dry sack. It's a 50-liter medium size, and rather than the compactor bags or something like that, that's what we're going to start out with. They're a little bit heavier, but we aren't going to punch our thumb through the side of that bag. Next thing, the pillow. So this is my Neo Air pillow. It's the Philo Elite. It's got a little bit of cloth on it. It doesn't, just a few breaths to blow the thing up, and it's very compact. It's more of the shape of a small pillow, which suits me better. I've used some of the bigger Air pillows, and I didn't like them at all. This thing here stuffs down in a pretty small little sack. As she's doing that, I have a bag of electronics. I've got a 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor battery and a quick charge battery. That thing will supposedly recharge in 6.5 hours, and then a charger that is made for fast charging that parallels with that. Then in there I've got things we're going to be recording with the GoPro 9 that I've got, and we've got a few extra micro SD cards that we'll be using as well. And then, oh yeah, thanks. So my sleep gear, I've got 250 base weight or 250 weight, both the tops and bottoms, smart wool or the merino wool that I'll be wearing. That's just for sleep in cold weather. And again, as we go north, those are something that we may send home. I've got one pair of socks that are dedicated to sleeping, and these are just another pair of darn tough socks, and if I need to, I could hike in those in a pinch. I have some clean clothes, some clothes that I'm not going to be starting out with. It's a button down or button up shirt, and then also, what else is, a pair of shorts. So I will probably go from the long pants to the shorts pretty quickly.
And this is also is to
pump sack
to
inflate my air mattress.
Air mattresses.
Yeah, our air mattresses, which the air mattress is already in there, but we both have thermal rest. Mine is they're both 25-inch and they're rectangular shape. I have the taper to the mummy and did not like it because I'm a side sleeper, so is my wife. So we both have the large. However, mine's an older, it's a Trekker model, and it's a 3.2 R value. We just bought one for her, and that's the X-Therm Max, and that is a 6.9. Amazing, the warmth of that thing. Hers weighs 1 pound, 6 ounces. Mine weighs 1.1 pounds. So that's sleep is really important to us. And so we're willing to carry a little heavier sleeping pad. Next thing that I have is my ditty bag. So my wife and I have had several conversations about our ditty bags. So mine's pretty small. I don't have near the gear that goes in there at this point. So that's just odds and ends, toothpaste, toothbrush. That will go in, that toothpaste will go in the food sack at night. That is not going to be in our pack. We don't need the mice coming in there. And then also my puffy. So we both have a Enlightened Equipment Torrid, and it's a very lightweight. It's synthetic. It is not down. That way, if it's wet, it still does offer a little bit of insulation. Those things are amazingly light. And
food bag and the stove.
Oh yeah. Okay. The food bag. I think I didn't weigh it now since you added that. We're right at 8 pounds. We've got 4 days worth of food and some medicine in there that I'll need to take. Our stove, this is a 1600 milliliter pot. I do not have the additional cup like a lot of people use, but in the morning when we make coffee and oatmeal, we can do everything one boil in here, and then also our stove and the canister. We've got an 8-ounce fuel canister in there, the Soto Windmaster stove, and I have a collapsible cup down underneath that as well. That's all in that. This is a cozy that my ingenious wife made with little Velcro strips on here. We can set a Ziploc bag with our food if we're making ramen and sweet or instant potatoes and maybe some hummus or some pinto beans, dried pinto beans. We found that we really like those. All you do is add boiling water. Stick that in there and let it sit and cook for 10 minutes and boom. Oh, let's see, my hats.
What's in that great bag there?
Oh, yeah, what is that? Oh, this is just a, my buff and my gaiters are in there at this time. That's all that's in there.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I will add some other stuff in there too. The crampons, well, I guess those go on the outside. Let's see. Okay, so the next thing here is my shoes, which aren't going in the pack. I'm going to start out with a pair of Merrells. These are a little bit heavier. I have some Ultra Trail Runners too, but I'm not sure that I will like those. We've hiked quite a bit in those, and I've hiked in these. These have a lot more support on the bottom. I don't feel everything that I'm walking on, so I'm starting out with those, see how I like them. And next pair, I have a pair of Lone Peak, the Ultras that I can have sent to me that I've been training in also. We both have a pair of micro spikes that we brought along to get through the Smokies. If there is a lot of ice, we would rather have the assurance of good footing. So we've got some micro spikes. This don't really need any introduction. I've got a bidet in there and some TP. We had a friend who has a gear shop. What is that called? Let's see, Extreme Graphics.
Yeah.
Here in our town. In fact, they just live a mile from us. She embroidered on our hats here. And,
shout out to Rhonda Lambert.
Yeah, Rhonda, good job. So she did our hats for us. You and me on the AT. We love it. And then also I've just got a Carhartt fleece cap for cold weather. All right, this is all stuff that goes on the outside in the mesh mesh pack. Oh yeah. So the RAB, R-A-B rain jacket. We each have one of these. They're lightweight. They're pretty good. They have zip pits on them. We can wear that as a windbreaker if we need to in colder weather. Another added layer. The fleece, I didn't say anything about the fleece. Also, this is a Jack Wolf fleece. Nothing special about it except we prefer a zipper. That is a thermostat. I don't care for a pullover because you're kind of confined. It's got pockets on the inside and on the outside. And then Rhonda Extreme Graphics, she also embroidered on those for us, and what a bomb. Did a good job. Got a pair of wind pants here. They look about the weight of a garbage bag, but they are stronger than a garbage bag. Extremely lightweight, and in cold weather, this is another layer that we can put over our legs. They are not waterproof, but they are water resistant. So if you have ever had much experience with waterproof gear, in warm weather, you're going to get wet from the inside or wet from the outside. And if it's warm enough that I don't need waterproof gear, I'd rather not. So anyway, we're opting for the wind pants. And then we also have, each have a pair of waterproof mitts to go over our gloves. If it's rainy, it's not bad, but if it's rain and cold, that's bad. So these just go on over our gloves, or you can wear them by themselves, but that'll be for rain and cold weather. I've got a pair of these are Carhartt lightweight gloves. My hands stay pretty warm. I don't really think I'll need much to keep my hands warm, but they also have reinforcement so the trekking poles won't wear through right away. This is a Nalgene water sack, wide mouth, 48 ounce. This hopefully will prevent me from having to get out of the tent at night. I can use this as my portable urinal and then dispose of that in the morning. I have another bag here. This is our water filtrations 3-liter knock bag, and that water bag has, as most of you know, has a kind of a nylon zip that comes off, and you can open that up. It's a lot easier to fill. And then the Sawyer squeeze, that's what we're starting out with, and we realize that cannot freeze. Once it has water in it, from that point on, it dare not get below freezing or it's rendered useless. This is a sit pad. It's a Z-Pack sit pad, and that is for simply sitting on something. If it's time to take a break and there's just mud that you're hiking in, you can pop that out and sit on that. You could also use it for a windbreak if you need to, but our stove does very good in the wind. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. This is a 6 Moons umbrella, a lightweight umbrella. Some people like umbrellas, some people don't like umbrellas, but we think we're going to opt for an umbrella. If it's been raining 2 or 3 days, it can be kind of demoralizing, so you pop up the umbrella if it's not too windy and keep some of the rain shielded off your head and off of your backpack. My wife's got one. Hers is a collapsible, it's a shorter one.
Also, when we start out, there won't be any leaves on the trees, and so we followed the Suttons last year, and she used it as privacy, because when you got off trail, you could easily see them because there's no leaves or brush. So that will be a big plus for me.
Yeah, so if you need to, when you need to relieve yourself in the woods and you can see clear through the woods for quite a ways, that does give you another layer of privacy. This is a little titanium trowel. We looked at the aluminum ones and I wasn't convinced. If I'm going to take a trowel, we're going to share a trowel. We're going to keep it on the outside. We decided we'll put it on my pack, and that way if Sherry needs it, she can quickly grab it, and that should serve both of us well.
Did you want to talk about your cutter?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So my little invention here. This is a little hose and a mouthpiece that I bought off of Amazon, and drilled that hole in my cap. So this is just simply a nozzle. It pops up. To open it, you can bite on that and drink out of it. So that'll sit right here. I can just turn my head and drink without getting that thing out. I'm trying to sell my wife on it. She is not convinced. She hasn't bought one yet. I've got this stuff, but we'll see. I have a pair of Crocs. Nothing to say about those except black was the cheapest, and so that's why I got black. Wasn't my choice of colors, but it was the cheapest. Oh, and we have a Garmin InReach. Now, a lot of people have the Garmin InReach, and we're not as concerned about getting lost or needing to be evacuated, although it could happen, as much as we would like to have a way to allow our children. We have 3 married children, and all 4 of our parents are still living. We're very grateful for that. That way they can keep track of us, see where we're at in real time. And so that is the primary reason that we have the Garmin InReach. But a good little device. We can also check the weather with that, so it'll be handy. The little fanny pack here is Z-Pack fanny pack. And in that, this is kind of just a carry. I can carry our lunch in here and snack bars and things like that during the day, so we don't have to unpack we can just, as we're walking, get to it. Oh yeah, and so my granddaughter, my only granddaughter, made these little zipper pulls, and she just did a fantastic job. So every time we tug on that or look at that, we're gonna think of our granddaughter Azalea. Not that we don't think of the boys, but that'll just be just kind of her signature on our little back, or on our little fanny packs there.
I don't know if you wanted to say what's in here.
Oh yeah, so this is a little side pouch. It's not really handy to get to. If you would buy a Z-Pack and think about buying a little pouch, the belt pouch, I'll just tell you this, it's not very handy to reach back and open that up. It's not a design flaw necessarily, it's just not handy. However, in there,
it is important.
It is important. And so I will have, that's a place I'm going to keep a flashlight, my head flashlight. That's just some salve for my feet, lighter, and some cordage I've got in there, and a whistle. I think that's really some chapstick, things like that. Things I don't necessarily need all the time, but handy.
Don't want to have it packed in your pack where it's hard to get
Right,
to.
yeah. So don't want to be opening that pack any more than I have to during the day. Got a neck knife from my children and my in-laws. Pretty stoked about that. It was something I wanted, but it was pretty expensive. So it's a MDK knife, Mountain, let's see, MTK. But this is a handmade knife. It's extremely sharp out of the box. I could shave with it. And that will, I've got plenty of knives, but I didn't want one in my pocket, so a neck knife, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to start out hiking with, let me just grab these.
I have a few things in my bag that Rick doesn't have. I have a small, what's that material made out of?
Dyneema.
Dyneema. And so I have first aid bag, and I also have a bag with like Leukotape for blisters and that kind of thing. And so.
Yes. So I've got, I'll be starting out wearing a pair of Darn Tough socks, and I've got three pair of socks. One pair is to sleep in and 2 pair to hike in, so I can alternate.
And I have 5.
And she's got 5. Because,
yeah. Including in the Injinji toe socks,
yes,
liners.
I do have a pair of Injinjis. I forgot to mention that as well.
Pack your fears.
Yes. So I've got 1 pair of underwear. I've got a shirt, my favorite color t-shirt, and then a merino wool long sleeve shirt and pants. And as I said, I may swap those out and just start, I've got a pair of shorts in there. So I may start out wearing those shorts right away, but we'll see. I've got both, so I can alternate as I need to. I think that's pretty much everything. I do have a pair of Black Diamond aluminum trekking poles. And I mentioned before that our tent is a tarp tent. Like most other ultralight tents, they don't have any poles that come with the tent. You use a trekking pole, one at either end, that forms a ridge line, and then you stake it out. I've got in there also the groundhog tent stakes, the mini groundhogs, which are made of aluminum, and we'll be using those to stake our tent out. I think that's pretty much all of our gear. I was at 27.5 pounds, but we added a few more items in there, food items, I guess, really.
Yeah, we didn't have our lunch.
Yeah, we needed some things for lunch. So we'll probably be at 28, 29 pounds starting out. A little heavier than we hope to be, but a lot of that is winter gear, or cold weather gear, I should say. And then we can dump that after we get through the Smokies. So I think that's it. And we are looking forward to keeping you updated with videos. And we're pretty stoked about leaving, getting on trail on Monday. Looks like it's supposed to maybe rain a little bit, so we'll get started out right.
We have a wonderful family coming to live in our home as well, and so that's been a lot of getting the house clean and ready for them. They have 2 little boys. We're excited for them to take care of our home and mow our grass while we're gone.
Yeah, some people sell
Feed our cows.
Yeah, some people sell their house, or their job situation. We're very fortunate, very grateful. When I get back, I still have my job, and we'll still have our home. The people that are going to come and live here will be able to take care of it, and I'm sure do very well. So we'll look forward to keeping you updated as we go, and hope to keep our videos rolling as we are able to. So I think that's it.